Hello farmers, welcome back to the Pacific Northwest. The fourth day of summer. Kind of mid-morning at this point. I've been a little busy this morning, cutting down some trees. And where are we cutting down trees this morning? Well, kind of over right next to the fire department, right across from our fields. This is where the new cow pasture is going to go. I have, like I said, started a little bit this morning cutting down some trees. If you look behind me, I cleared out a little bit of a spot, not only to park some of the equipment. I was parking it over by the fields, but I needed some cash. I was below 200 grand this morning, and I needed to get some cash so I can at least see the footprint of the size of the cow pasture I need to put down. Didn't have enough cash to see how big or what size it was, so I had to sell some lumber. And you're probably thinking, so what happened to all the cash you had on the third day, at the end of the third day of summer? Well, son of a beach took it all. Some house has been built, some landscaping's been done. Shane's been a busy boy down there with his construction crew. So we spent like $500,000. Well, let me rephrase that. We spent like $350,000 on houses, building houses and landscaping. A little bit more cash has gone towards. We have, well, I don't really want to call it a fire truck, but it is at the fire department. It is part of the fire department. It's a ladder truck, but that's all it is a ladder truck. It doesn't do anything else. So it's just there to rescue people from tall buildings. Not that I have many tall buildings, but it's good to have a ladder truck. I guess the restaurant / bed and breakfast is kind of tall. That's like, I never had a log cut at that angle where it landed on my roof. Yeah, so we have a ladder truck down at the fire department. That costs like $150,000 for that, but it is needed. You know what? That log can go for a ride as far as I can. I'm at that point now, cutting down trees in this map. It's like, you know what? If a log wants to go for a ride, it can go for a ride. So, yeah, I spent a lot of cash there. Also, I spent some cash on the road. I don't know if I just said this or not, but on the road going down to the beach. What is with my woodcutter? I never had that happen before. Now it's done 2 in a row here. Stop it. Yeah, so the road going down to the beach. Yeah, it was rather bumpy, so we smoothed that out, and it's a lot better. A lot better. So things are looking really good down the beach. Probably won't go down there today just because we do have more work to do down there before. Maybe I'll bring it back down to kind of show you how it looks, but it's actually coming out better than I thought. Landscaping and placing placeables, usually I'm not that well at least I don't think I am. I'm the type of person where I think this is the way I think it's going to look like in my head, then I go do it and place it down. It's like that's not anywhere close to the way I thought it would look, but it's looking pretty good down there. So a few more things I need to take care of, minor touches, but since I was out of some cash, I'm like, well, I think we need to skip to day 4 of summer and start cutting down some more trees. Bring those to the sawmill to get some cash. And really, I want to get the cows up and going. Because I remember in year 1, we put down the cow pasture a lot sooner than I thought. And we bought some cows, and within the first fall, there was like, boom, offspring for next year. It's like, cool. So I want to get this cow pasture in. Really before fall starts, get some cows in here that produce milk, and hopefully, because they won't actually produce milk until they have offspring, so gotta get them in here. That's kind of the plan. I probably should say that is the plan. Now the only problem is, yeah, this cow pasture is kind of expensive. It's 300 grand, which I just barely have enough. Yeah, I gotta do some landscaping in here. The one thing I kind of wish Farming Simulator will do in the next version, or maybe someone can come up with a mod that does it now, it really has to do with like animal pens. So basically with animal pens, you have to smooth out the whole area to make nice and flat, when really, like, most of the time it's like 70 to 80% of the placeable is where the animals go out in the fields. So I'd rather just have to be flat like where the buildings are, and the rest can stay where the land stays the same, if that makes any sense. So you don't have to do all this landscaping. I mean, I gotta flatten out the whole area just so cows can come out into the pasture and graze in the grass. I really don't need to. They don't need to have it flat. They could use probably some more exercise go up and down hills. At least that's my opinion. All right, so I don't know if I'm deep enough or not. I think I am. Therefore, I am. I don't know. Don't tip over on me. There we go. So the main goal, at least today, is, well, clear-cut enough area for the cow pasture to go in. Plus, if I can remember, which I'm pretty sure I will at the end here, at the end of the video, we're going to go grab one of those silage bales that should be 50% fermented. And we're going to take it to Dwayne at the barn. And we're going to sell a 4,000 liter bale. And we're going to see what it actually counts as. Because technically right now it should be, like I said, it's going to be almost 50% around 1 o'clock. Because we baled them yesterday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So it should be 50% done. So I don't know if it's going to count it as half grass, half silage, or is it going to count it all as grass. I don't really know. So we're going to try to do some quick math. We're going to see what the price is for grass and silage, sell the 4,000 liter bale, and see what we get for it. But right now, it's just a matter of clearing out some trees in here. Not too far off from getting to the 5,000 tree mark here on this map, for me anyways. And it's kind of weird because down at the beach, when I was putting in the buildings and whatnot, planting trees back in felt just a little weird. It's like, yep, cut down all these trees, but at least they're not pine trees. So it seems to be the theme on this map right now is where it's like, oh yeah, I got a lot of money. I spent all the money. I got a lot of money, and we spent all the money. And I was looking at the other placeable that needs to go in here with a pond. And like I said, that kind of needs some corn. We do have corn, but really not enough of it to really feed that factory for a while. So that may not... I'm not sure at that point if I'll even put in, because I'll have to wait at least another year, because it's got to wait until next crop season. And who knows, maybe at that point I may just put all corn in everywhere. Right now I'm just looking at trees saying, yep, that's the next tree to cut and cut. I'm not really paying attention if I'm staying in the footprint that I need to be. But of course, being a cow barn area, it's not just the footprint of the barn. I need to make space around it so I can drive around it. I just can't have enough room for the pasture. I'm like, okay, now I need to get equipment in here to feed the cows and clean out the cows. I think I may have used this mod once already. It was been in my mod folder for a while. I always see it, and I just haven't. I don't think I've used it, but when I started thinking about putting this down the last couple of days now, I'm thinking this might be the one I may have used on Hawks Bay, whenever that was. That series seemed like it was a long time ago. But yeah, need to cut down some more trees to bring in some more cash. I do believe I have all the houses I want down at the beach anyway, so I don't need to buy more houses. I don't know how I'm going to do that just yet. I don't know if we're just going to pay for the houses and just let people use them, or are people going to pay me for the houses yet? I guess if I need cash, I guess I suppose I could say they need to pay me. But really, right now, I don't want to say I need the cash, because we get cash rather easily. At some point here, we're not going to have any more trees to cut. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's always going to be trees to cut on this map for me, because I'm not going to... My goal is not to cut them all down. My goal is just to get the map looking like a community, and that's pretty much it, really. Other than that, no more goals other than that. I mean, how far am I going to go? I don't know. But every time I cut down trees, it's like, good, I need the cash right now. I'd like to do a little bit more landscaping. But after this, it's pretty much, after we get the cow pasture in, at least for this season, I think make the road, I'll have to head back down to the beach, and start making a road that comes up behind Dwayne and Wayne's shop. So we have a second loop. It's not going to quite be like a figure eight, but it's a couple of loops anyways. And I may make a road from the sawmill on down to where that lake is, and I may put a factory down there next year. But I just need to focus on this. And I would like to, I know I said I was going to do it either last winter or even the winter before, so I need to go around to where these roads are and cut down a row of tree on either side of the road just to make it, I mean, we got trees basically right on the side of the road, so I need to clean up the trees on the side of the road just to make it more open. And that really wouldn't take too long now. I'll probably have to get the cops to close down the area for a day or so, because it's not going to be fun trying to cut down trees in the road with traffic going around. That's never fun. Speaking of traffic, there goes some traffic there. I didn't really have any problems getting in here and starting making myself some room to get the equipment over here. There was a nice little open spot for the tree harvester to get in. Once you cut down about 3 or 4 trees with a tree harvester, you got room to get around and move it around. And once I cleaned out enough, then I got the logging truck in here, cleaned out some trees, and of course brought the Puma on in, and the Puma cleans up the stumps. A process we've done quite a bit. Now, I don't know how many cows I want to start off with, but it's not going to be just like 4 to 5. We may start off with like 30 to 40 cows. I just got to make sure that, I guess I probably want to wait. I won't do the cows until we take care of our grass field to see how much hay we can get off it. Now this here, I'm probably am not going to, once I clear this area out, I'm probably not going to bring all the stuff over and cut the grass. I just want to get this cow pasture in, see how it looks. And the reason why I kind of want to put the cow pasture here, because I can kind of get to this cow pasture from the main farm by going along our fields and kind of like staying off the main road and keeping away from the traffic. I mean, I'll have a little bit of the road I got to go on, which is from our farm, cut down by lanes and then up the cell phone road, Tower Road. And then we'll cut across our fields to get here. Of course, the only thing I want to be bringing over is straw and the TMR. So it's not going to be too difficult. Then every once in a while, of course, we'll have some milk to sell. Now, some of the cows that we have at the other barn will be coming over here, so I probably will buy an animal trailer. So I need to transport them around. Plus, I'm going to need a trailer later this fall because we do have some beef cattle that, yeah, they kind of need to be brought down to the factory to be processed. It really would be kind of cool if, like when you want to do something like this, to put down the placeable, to where you can go into the shop and maybe they could have a button when it comes to placeables to where you want it at a certain area and you can click a button and it'll just mark like the 4 corners, or somehow put like a line on the map somehow where the border of the placeable is, so you can kind of figure out, do I want to place it there, kind of a thing. But really there's not, I mean, the only time it probably really comes in handy is on a forestry map. That looks like the size of the footprint of the cow pasture alone. I don't want the cow pasture barn right up, bucking up against the road. I want to leave some space in the front here so I can park vehicles and whatnot. So, I mean, you don't know what I'm talking about because you haven't seen the cow pasture. So, really, I haven't either. I just see it in the shop, and when I try to place it down, kind of know what it looks like. Let me turn this off here. And I'll probably try to sneak in here with the Puma and our stump grinder, trying to get rid of most of these stumps that are sticking up, so when I bring the Volvo in, it won't be too bad. But I'm thinking probably late summer, which technically would be tomorrow. I mean, not the last 2 days. We'll have to look at our grass field and figure out a time. I probably should, thinking about it. Let me open up this. Okay, today must be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It looks like no rain in the forecast whatsoever. Yeah, Wednesday is looking like a good day. I got a plus symbol there. I wonder what Thursday looks like. Wind speed. Not much wind on Thursday. Friday technically is the first day of fall, and the wind speed is going to be 7 with no precipitation. If we get no rain, maybe the first day of fall is actually the best day to do it. 4th, 5th, the 6th day, then the first day of fall. Yeah, because the grass should be really dry with no rain in the forecast anywhere. The grass should be really dry. It'll have a chance to have grown a little bit. I don't want to wait too long for 2 reasons. One, I'm having a hard time getting the grass to dry in the fall with this Geo. And 2, I want the grass to get a little bit of a head start for next season. So like when spring and summer come around, and we can kind of cut the grass whenever we need to. This grass field that we have, we just planted this spring, so it hasn't really grown too much. Of course, I shouldn't say that. I think we're already at 33%. I didn't check today. It might be, who knows? It could be at 66% or something. I don't know. I didn't look. We've been kind of focused. I've been really kind of focused this summer on the beach, trying to get that turned around and bring some more life to the community. I still have more plans for the beach, but there's only so much you can do. As you can probably tell watching the episodes, I like to jump from one section to another because I do a lot of off-camera work, so I've been stuck in a spot for many hours, and it's like, yeah, I need to move to a different location. And really, this winter, there's the project I want to get finished is right across the street over there. I got to cut down all the trees on the that would be the north end of the fields, down towards the mechanical shop. All those trees need to come out so we can put in another field. So next year we'll have 4 pretty decent sized fields. Like I said, they might be all corn next year. Maybe not all corn. I may have to put 1 field down of wheat, barley, or oats to get some straw. Although I think we got plenty of straw. That's one thing with seasons is when you're running animals with seasons, you definitely got to really think ahead to make sure you got enough food and crops for your produce for your animals to eat and for bedding and all that. Because you forget something for a season, you don't have enough, then you have to go buy some. And right now, I really don't have a way to buy crops on this map. I can, I shouldn't say crop, but seed and such for the animals. I mean, I can buy straw. I can buy silage, so the cows would be fine, and grass. The only thing horses can get by on hay and straw, so I think we are fine. I guess if it was pigs, I just have to make sure I got plenty of, well, depending on what mod you have, whatever the mod decides what they should eat. It's actually been so long since I used a base game pig-sty area. I'm so used to the modded ones, I'm not sure what pigs actually eat anymore. I'm talking about the base game. I guess I could go into the store page and find out, but But usually pigs will eat anything. I do have a little bit of concern as we start picking up some logs to bring to the sawmill. And the good news is we're not far from the sawmill, so that makes life just a little bit easier here. With a lot of landscaping I need to do just to put down the cow pasture. Like I said, the cow pasture alone costs 300 grand. So, and I got to flatten out the whole area because it's one of those mods that don't do it for you anyways. But you know, if the mod did it for me anyways, I'd still be paying for landscaping. So it's just not like I'm getting away with anything there. But yeah, it's gonna. I always say it's kind of flat, and sometimes it looks kind of flat, and then when you start flattening out, you realize it's not as flat as you thought it was. Right, so this is gonna be a little tricky. I can't really see the traffic coming around too much. I don't think no cars are coming. Gotta be careful going around the corner there. Yeah, we're all fine. Yeah, I know I've said it before, with this logging trailer I got off the mod hub, definitely better than the one I was using for ages. Even though it's by the guy that created this mod is by actually the same modder as the one I had. It doesn't tip over as much. But I will say, when this trailer that I have is full of logs, and yes, I've tipped it over, even with the lift anything mod, you're not lifting it. You gotta make sure you empty out all the not all the logs, but when it's tipped over, don't get out of the vehicle or detach the vehicle. Definitely unload all your logs. And then you can probably use lift anything mod to flip it on over. I think half full it will do it. And I knew I wasn't in the trigger well enough. Or did those fall down? For the most part, they fell down. Not quite in the trigger. It's the one thing about having a long trailer, you're trying to get both sections in the trigger at the same time. I mean, I guess I could sell one section, then sell the other one. But I'm too lazy that way. Well, 350,000. Well, every time I bring a load in, it's usually like 50 grand now. I definitely have at least one more load, so that leaves me 100 grand to level it out. And it's not too, like I said, it's not bad in here. I mean, we're seeing where it's kind of hilly. This is not too bad. Well, after another trip to the sawmill, we're up to almost 400 grand, so that leaves me $100,000 to do some landscaping. But I just quickly look at the footprint for this cow pasture. I have to go a little bit deeper, which I really didn't want to. As you can see, is the ravine. There's like a ravine going down through there. That just means more landscaping. But I mean, I gotta do what I gotta do. But more trees does mean more money and income that I get, so that's gonna be helpful. Not much deeper. Probably another 4 or 5 trees deep, maybe, I think. But I'll take care of that in a little while, since it is, well, almost noon here. Well, it is noon, but I guess time has advanced faster than I thought it has. Okay, so we're doing rather well. But I also did look, 78 trees I cut in this little section to clear it on out. And it looks rather smooth, but when it comes time to landscaping it, it's going to cost me just a little bit. What I should do is, because I still have the tree marked in my mind when I try to place down the said cow pasture, let me turn off the stump grinder so I don't grind up any of these trees. I think I got to come in about this deep here. So if I park the Case Puma like right in here, just let me just double check this. All right, so I just double check the footprint, and yes, if I cut the trees all the way up to the Case Puma, that gives me also a little bit. Oh wow, the hill really climbs up here. Ooh, yeah, it'll give me a little bit of room, so I really may not have to flatten out all of this area. I mean, it can stay a little hilly, but it should be okay. He says, yeah, you can start. Boy, sometimes it doesn't look too bad. Then you get out and walk around, and you can kind of see the hills and the ravine. I was more worried about the ravine, but man, the hill starts to climb up there a little bit. So it's going to cost me a little bit, but it's fine. We'll get the cows in here and see how it goes. But next thing I want to do is I need to head back to the barn. I need to grab the T6, and we'll grab the front loader. We're going to grab one of those grass/silage bales and see what happens. Alright, so we earned the T6. I got one bale. If we come on out and we grab, not the chainsaw. It just says one square bale. Because it's on. I wonder if it's because that's an auto-loading thing and it can't sense it or what. Yeah, it still says grass. Still, see, I shouldn't get nothing for it. Which is fine. I mean, but we want to try it. It's half fermented. It still says grass. If I do that, yeah, it still says grass. But we'll try it anyways. Why not? That's what we're here for. Now with seasons, I should not get no money for this whatsoever, because with seasons, you don't get money just for selling grass. So if I do get some cash, it's because of the barn being a mod is overwriting seasons. I don't know, but I expect to get nothing for this, even though it's half fermented. We'll zip on down here just to try it anyways. The bales should disappear, and I expect money to do nothing. Alright. There goes the bale, and yes, my money didn't go anywhere. I mean, it's not a big loss. I did some math there when I was grabbing the T6. Right now, silage at that barn, at Dwayne's barn, is going for $43 per. So yeah, I would have got like $172 if that did sell as silage. It did not. So, oh well. Yeah, definitely better wait until all the bales are turned over to silage. I know a lot of people talked about this, and I haven't done it yet, but if you are playing seasons on a map and you take a contract that requires silage bales, just be careful if you don't have multi-contracts running on the map, because I don't know if they changed that or not, but you'd have to, if you take the contract, you basically, mow the field, make grass bales, wrap them, then you got to wait until the bales turn to silage. So you might be waiting a few days, and if you don't have any multi-contract mods, you won't be able to do any contracts. Just a heads up on that. But there we go. Yeah, spending some money. Oh, I probably should. Hang on a second. We'll flash back over to the fire department. Boom, here we are at the fire department. Yeah, I did a little landscaping here. I'm actually putting some grass in. The pickup truck you saw, so there's the ladder truck, and yeah, it actually does, the ladder does actually work. Let's see, what button is it to extend it out like that? Can I do it with the truck off? Yep, it even extends those, and to get a good foothold onto the ground. So it's basically, I would consider it more like a rescue vehicle, I suppose. And even the blue lights will come on as well. Ta-da! So there's our ladder truck, and I thought I keep thinking about this while I'm recording an episode. I need to do that. I mean, yeah, you got to have the American flag out in front of your municipal buildings, even though it doesn't quite really say police and fire department in English. It's good enough. It's what you can find. Yeah, and a road down to the beach. Yes, I need to take care of this. I need to. We don't really have power run down there yet. I got thinking about that. I'm like, I don't have a solar power plant down there, and I don't have any lights running down there, so the power has no way to get down there. So I need to go ahead and take care of that as well. But yeah, so by the time next week rolls around and we get back into next week's episodes, I should have the rest of those trees cut. We'll backfill and flatten out the area for the cow pasture. Hopefully I got enough cash. Yeah, well, the cow pasture should be up. I hope. That's the plan anyways. And by then I'll be broke again. Really, really broke. I do need to, I want to get the road going across from this road over to the cell phone tower road. I want to get that in as well, but that's pretty much just quote unquote turning some grass into just some dirt. But yeah, I just need to do a little bit more cutting around here, and we'll have room for cow pasture, and then save up some cash. And like I said, depending on how much hay we can make. Oh wow, yeah, it's a matter of how many cows, how many ladies we need to start making some more milk for us. I do have milk I can sell, so maybe I got to look at that price there. That'll help me get me some cash. It's kind of weird. I'm talking about I need cash when I have $400,000 on bank account, but that's not much in Farming Simulator. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you next time right here in Green Mountain Forest. But until then, have a good one.